Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you may be. This is Tony in LPHQ East with Mike, looking someplace new. What is this?
Is it new? I think it's
No, I don't think it's new at
66
all.
years old. Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Laughing Place here at Walt Disney's original Magic Kingdom in Anaheim, California. It's Disneyland.
Where's Art Linkletter? Ronnie Reagan. The other one.
The other one.
Robert
How's it
Cummings? Bob Cummings? Is that who it was?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. I feel like I should know that offhand. It should be written somewhere in stone. We're just hanging out today?
We're just hanging out. Yeah, I was telling you before the stream, I had this 3-day Southern California pass.
And Star Wars.
What's that?
Go back to the
flag. Yeah. I feel like Star Wars is a combination of all those things. That was my argument. Anyway.
Yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy?
Yes. It takes place in the past. It's futuristic, and it's definitely a fantasy.
I'll give you the fantasy, but I would be up for debate because if it takes place in the past, but it's got the... okay. All right. Brian says no more tortilla sign, and it was replaced with Oogie Boogie for DCA. I don't know what is that.
He means the Oogie Boogie is being installed over the entrance to.
Does
DCA.
He mean the backside of the moon where it looks like a big tortilla?
Yeah, let's see if we can see it from here without leaving the park.
Okay, yeah, you can't park hop yet, can you?
No, in fact, I literally just arrived here. It was kind of like a mad dash. I should have left a little earlier, and then traffic was really bad, and then it was tough getting into the park as usual lately.
Is there a reason why it's tougher lately?
I don't know. Like, look at this line at 11 a.m. to get into the park. It shouldn't be like that. At this point, I feel like most people should be inside. Yeah, but I don't know if you can see. I can see it. There's Oogie Boogie. He's like...
Oh, yeah, I can see him.
Right there, above the entrance to DCA. It does look a little different this year. I'm going to take pictures of that later.
Sounds good.
But I feel like since the last live stream we did was in DCA, I thought we should do Disneyland this time.
I'm guessing the bats aren't up yet, and that could be why it looks a little different.
Yeah. I think the colors are different or something.
Let me see the plaque again.
What?
Let me see that plaque again. And Star Wars. There we go. Okay.
And Peggy.
I will say 20 years ago, though, I think, 20 years ago at this point, 21 years, people probably said that about Indiana Jones, though, too. So.
Sure. I mean,
but that was just one ride. It wasn't a fifth of the park or more.
Wait, what is your specific complaint here? That there's a different IP, or
no? It's that it takes up such a vast chunk of the park.
Oh, okay. I just don't get how Star Wars doesn't apply.
It's just that it takes up a giant chunk of the park.
Fair enough.
Brian says he feels like once schools are resuming classes and should hopefully die down, he'll come out for 2 weeks from October 20th to November 2nd. I am a big Disneyland fan. I live across the country from Disneyland. I grew up going to Disneyland, but because I live so far away now, I still like to fly out, but I fly for a week, maybe 4 or 5 days, because I enjoy benches. I enjoy sitting at a table for a minute to eat food. I don't like going ride. You can, okay. But 2 weeks, even for my style, is a little excessive for just Disneyland.
Right. I was
Oh,
here last week on Thursday, and it was way emptier than this. Like, this is pretty bustling compared to last week. I don't know if a Tuesday has usually been busier than a Thursday, but it sure seems like it.
I'd like to thank you for reminding me what day of the week it was, because I honestly had forgotten. I was like, is it Friday? Because I was looking at the crowd thinking it was a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it looks busy. It sure does.
What time did the park open?
I believe 8.
Okay. Oh, wow. For 11 o'clock?
Right.
That was,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, okay. Now I get it now.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 9 or 10.
No. But at the same time, it's open till 11 today.
Can we go in the cinema?
Yes.
Will we lose signal as it starts getting choppy already?
I don't know. How's it look?
It looks good.
Remember the whole hubbub about this thing, and they put in a gift shop and stuff?
Yep, I recall. I was one of those people on the other end of the hubbub going, why would they put that there?
I remember being here that day, and I think it was an Imagineer hanging out outside, and he asked me what I thought, and I was like telling him about the fan response on Twitter. And then
what did you think?
I'm not saying it was my doing, but the next week it was back. I mean, they'd put in the benches and stuff, but I don't know. I don't come in here often enough to really care.
That hurts a little. This is the first animation courtyard or animation building at Disneyland Resort. Hey! And guys, as you can tell, we are live. So if you have any comments, questions, anything you'd like to see, impulse decisions like I just made for Mike to go into the cinema, please feel free. Let us know in the comments.
I'd love to do like a request-only stream, because I did that on Twitter last week. I was like, hey, I'm at the park. If you have any requests, I'd love to check it out for you. And we got some good ones, and I did it. And if we could get that going on the YouTube, that'd be fun too.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Matt says he's going in 15 days for Haunted Mansion Holiday's 20th anniversary.
Wow. Hey, it's Cruella.
I can't believe that was 20 years ago. The guy driving that fire truck I met in 2008. Don't ask me his name. I'm a horrible person.
Okay.
But I'm astonished he's still there. I think that's awesome. Still doing the same thing, too. Just doing laps in the fire truck. Jenny says she lives in Florida. Only has been to Disney World. Would love to visit Disneyland soon.
You should.
Steve. Steve, is that his name? Is that? I think that might be his name. Thank you, Nicole.
Steve.
Yeah, Disneyland, in my opinion, and I'm not just saying that, is the vastly superior one. It proves that size does not matter.
They crammed a lot more into the, but by the square acre, I think there's more going on in this park than any of the
Well, I remember if you count the attractions, there are more attractions in Disneyland and California Adventure combined than all 4 Disney World parks combined.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, which way should we go?
Let's go. I hate saying this because it's my favorite land. Let's go Lackluster first to go to the right.
Yeah.
To Tomorrowland.
Good, good to start off weak and then finish strong. I think.
Yes.
I also don't find myself spending a lot of time in Tomorrowland lately. It's just there's just not a lot going on over there.
I don't. This is speculation. Where's my little speculation banner? I think this is going to be their next project they need to tackle after.
Yeah, I've heard
Star
people
Wars
saying that for years, though. Like
right, but then they got a little distracted.
Yeah.
With the buying and the licensings and not really licensings, just buying, right. Buying the brand.
Don't have to license it after you bought it.
Nope, exactly.
They are improving the
right, Mr. Barry Gordy
entranceway here. When is this going to be done?
I thought that was supposed. That was I don't. Because that's not even. I always want to say that's where the House of the Future was, but that's even further back.
Yeah, I think that would have
been box or something. Here, yeah, right? It's you can still see it in like Pixie Hollow.
Yeah, so
you can still see the base of it.
I feel like this concept art has been here for 2 or 3 years now.
Is
right?
the concept art backing up towards you?
No, that would be a scooter
Okay.
over there.
I miss when those spun all the time. But that was back in like 98.
So we can see a part of the House of the Future over here.
Yeah. It might be blocked off by. Is that pathway open or is it just queue space?
It's just queue for Buzz Lightyear.
If you go back towards Pixie Hollow, you might be able to see it.
Let's see if I can go. No, that path is blocked off.
Okay.
It's roped off. All right. Well, take our
If we
word for it.
if we go down Matterhorn Way or whatever we want to call that strip,
Okay.
we can have a gander again.
Yeah, this is way busier than it was on Thursday. I don't know what the difference is as far as like appeal for people that maybe they saw my tweets about how empty it was, and everybody flocked back to the park.
I have a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
What land are you in?
What land am I in right now?
Yeah.
Tomorrowland.
Okay. Did you know that because of the aesthetic of the land or the 22 banners above you that tell you that you're in Tomorrowland?
Just in case you forgot.
Gosh. From people mover tracks to rocket rod tracks to glorified banner holders and lighting rigs.
Yeah. That's if I had a vote, that would be my my pitch for the next big improvement is either figure out something to do with this track or take it down or whatever. I don't know.
Brian says, wasn't this Disney's undertaking to improve guest flow for Project Stardust, if I'm correct? And I'm sure he's referring to the construction spot you saw a minute ago with the concept art. Yes. That's why the rocks are gone. But that's just been sitting there since before. Was that there before the parks closed or after?
It was before.
Okay.
I do think it's funny that this whole Project Stardust thing was enacted, and then we had that summer after Galaxy's Edge opened where it was pretty empty, and then we had the park shut down for a year and change, and then now, I mean, we're going to get the Magic Key and everything, so I think things will start to become more regularly full, right?
Yeah, I agree. But I think it's funny though because the massive crowds they were expecting because of Galaxy's Edge that would require that kind of construction of path widening and everything never showed up. So,
this is new to me. Have a Ghoul Lactic Halloween. The Death Star and some ghosts.
I'm still mad at some of Disney's creative teams because their parks blog post for Halloween merchandise yesterday used, I'm pretty sure, 4 different gourd-based puns about pumpkins. And I'm like, come on, guys. Now, is that an actual size X-Wing?
No. It would probably be about, I want to say maybe...
What's the scale, Mike?
Two-thirds scale, if I had to guess. There's no way a person would fit in there. But it's a good size X-Wing. This you probably know that this used to be up in the queue or next to the queue for Space Mountain.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, I remember it used to hang in
in that extended part. Okay.
Yeah,
you can't see me. I'm doing exactly what you are doing, pointing at my screen.
That was probably 20 years ago.
Oh, when it was still the Starcade?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the second level of the Starcade, exactly. Yes, sorry, I've forgotten the name of that place.
I remember when I was younger, I never spent much time in the Starcade because my parents would take me and be like, we have arcades down the street from our house.
Right.
And then I was like, at the time, I'd be like, but no, they got cool games here. Blah, blah, blah. But as an adult now, I actually really agree with them. So love you, Mom, love you, Dad.
Well, the Starcade is going to be reopening soon. Not as an arcade, but as a lounge for the Magic Key holders. Nice. So we're looking forward to that. I think it's September 1st that happens. And I'll be there that day to check that out.
Now, I noticed that chain was down. Was that just a fluke, or is there something going on in that theater?
I don't believe there's anything happening in the theater. So I think like cast members are just coming and going from there.
Okay. Rebecca wants to point out that the X-Wing was near Pinbot, the greatest pinball machine. And that's just art with a Pokeball.
Yeah, some like modern art here, and then the abandoned FastPass distribution machine. These were pretty new out here before.
Yeah, it was only a couple of months, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then now they're just in disuse. Is that a word? Disuse?
Disarray, disuse, abandonment, long forgotten. Do you think FastPass will come back, or do you think it'll take the Disneyland Paris method and it'll be individual extra charges?
Good question. I feel like they've been watching to see how the park operates with no FastPass, and I would say overall it's a net positive. Would you agree with that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I disagree with FastPass altogether. Period. Just wait in a line.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But to have fluctuating prices based on the popularity of an attraction, I think is a smart method because it'll kind of like regulate how many people go for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I
don't know if I would.
I think everybody's also spoiled because it's been complimentary for decades.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want them to bring in the paid FastPass.
Can you turn around and get a look at the Moonliner? That's the big white rocket. I don't know if you're...
Yeah.
Oh, is the tree there? Never mind. If the tree's in the way.
It's all right.
Yeah.
The Moonliner was one of my favorite things, even though it was a glorified Coke stand when they brought it back in '98. But it's funny because my girlfriend now goes, "I'm sorry," because they made it Pizza Planet branded. And I said, well, it had a brand before. It used to say TWA, and then it said Coca-Cola at the bottom. So, Brian has a good question. Why do you guys think Disney's not doing Ghost Galaxy this year? Since I'm not able to experience my first time, but a plus for myself seeing Haunted Mansion Holiday for my first time.
I want to say they didn't do it in October, Halloween time of 2019 either. I don't know why. It seems like a no-brainer because I enjoy Ghost Galaxy.
I liked Ghost Galaxy a lot. Todd wants to know what the wait time is for rocket rods. I believe it's 18 and a half years and counting.
Backwards.
Yep. It's just increasing.
You have to go in that machine from Tenet to go on rocket rods.
Card says, as someone in park attraction operations, I love not having to deal with FastPass. Everything goes so much smoother.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It was a weird gimmick that like caught on, and then it just became like people just expected it to be there.
Stop for a second.
Yeah.
Look up at the roof. Would you like all of Tomorrowland if it looked like this roof?
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Okay.
Is that the right answer?
I agree. Yeah, I think it would be cool. And somebody somewhere thought that's how it should look. And then we got Tomorrowland 1998 instead.
Ah.
So.
Yeah, it needs some work, Tomorrowland.
Little Google search for all the fans out there. Tomorrowland 2055.
Oh, they're doing something to the monorail station up here. That leads me to believe they're getting ready for that to open.
Why are they playing Downtown Disney and Disney Springs music in that part of Tomorrowland?
I don't know.
That's from Disney Springs Marketplace in Florida, and I thought they played it out in Downtown Disney up there too.
Not sure.
I and my girlfriend are probably the only two people on the planet excited for what that wall says.
For the Finding Nemo submarine voyage.
For the resurfacing of the Finding Nemo submarine voyage.
My wife is not a fan of this attraction, therefore I don't go on it very often when it's open.
You're reaffirming what I just said. I'm pretty sure me and my girlfriend are the only two people who are just like,
exactly. Yeah,
we're excited. We were talking about going out for Halloween, and that actually might have pushed it back a little bit. So,
what year did the original submarine voyage shut down?
98. or 99, 98 or 99.
So I think I would have done it like once or twice ever before
It was
it
Nemo.
became the Finding Nemo. But I did grow up on the 20,000 Leagues at
So,
Magic Kingdom.
do you know anything about the interim idea to make that Atlantis?
I think I remember hearing about that.
So, I remember. So originally, I'm going to go on a little bit of a nerd rant here. Originally, Alien Encounter was supposed to go to Disneyland, and then it went to Disney World first.
Uh-huh.
But at one point, they wanted the same idea, kind of, in Disneyland of something kind of scary. And that's what the Atlantis one was going to be. It was going to be an encounter with a Leviathan, and they came up with all these effects of like simulating windows cracking, supposedly, and it would spray mist in your face and stuff like that. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. And then we never got it because that movie didn't do as good as they wanted it to. But there's attraction posters. There's even a bonus feature on the Finding Nemo Blu-ray that talks about it. And I'm like, come on, I want to see that. But
yeah, that would have been cool.
Subs, the only attraction where the load time is as long as the ride itself. Accurate. I believe I remember if I did the math right, it was like 13,000 people a day can ride the Subs if it's operating smoothly the whole time, which is not necessarily the best number.
Right. Plus, there's no like disabled access.
Yeah, I mean there is asterisk, but
well, yeah, you got to like sit in your own little theater, right?
It's like its own theater, yeah.
Yeah.
The Matterhorn line. You know what? I like the Matterhorn, and I'm pretty sure it was Small World FastPass distribution area right there, and I loved the carvings on top of them. And now they're covered.
They're
like you could have at least made them just like the carving statues, and it just looks like some weird Matterhorn Stonehenge.
Yeah, I gotta wonder what the ultimate fate of these things are going to be.
Especially as it gets shifted towards apps. Lori Jean says, "Hi, Mike."
Hello.
Are you waiting for your next motorboat cruise to Gummy Glen?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Gummy Glen.
What would today's be? What's hip and with it with the...
Oh, well, I wanted to ask you, what's this whole Owl House thing? Because
Who told you to ask that?
Well, I keep seeing people talk about it on Twitter, but they say TOH, and it just immediately makes me think of Treehouse of Horror, which in the Simpsons fan community, that's how you would abbreviate that. So I get confused, and it's like TOH spoilers. I'm like, what? People are spoiling the Treehouse of Horror this year?
So we'll address Treehouse of Horror really fast and say, while we talk about seasonal makeovers, Universal, you have a very dated Simpsons ride. You have a very popular Halloween brand, both in your parks and with the Simpsons. What are you doing? You are missing a giant Treehouse of Horror ride opportunity.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I know Matt Groening has said no, from what I've been told. But keep working for it. Let's go. Now, the Owl House. Oh, God, that show. I'm addicted. All the recaps from Season 2 are on laughingplace.com. But I must say... Oh, it's Miguel.
Miguel and Moana.
And Geppetto in a very strange collaboration.
Yeah, this is some disparate characters hanging out in the same place. It's funny that you said the Simpsons ride is dated because I still think of it as the new occupant of that building, you know?
Yeah, but if you think about it, I think that was what, 08?
Something like that.
I think it was 09. So you're looking at a 12-year-old attraction now.
Yeah.
Jasmine, Geppetto, Moana, and Miguel.
Old friends.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
What do you want to know about the Owl House?
I don't know, just like if it was good.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
It's very... I think it's very courageous. for some of the stuff they're putting into the show.
Okay.
And that's a good thing. It's kind of dark and it's a little twisted because it's the Boiling Isles. It's like wizards and witches, and demons and stuff like that. It's very off-brand for Disney Channel in a way, in terms of what you'd expect from the Disney Channel.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I've watched a handful of those Mickey shorts, the recent Mickey shorts.
Yeah.
And some of those are pretty twisted too.
Yeah. No, it's
like,
definitely
this is pretty psychotic for Mickey.
Like, so Amphibia, are you familiar with Amphibia?
I saw the panel they did about it here at the Disney Channel, whatever, fan celebration.
So Amphibia is almost, if you boiled it down to its simple plot, a girl gets transported into this magical world. It's exactly the same as the Owl House. That's why so many fans on Twitter want a mashup of the two.
Okay.
They're so similar. But to me, Amphibia is so much more on brand to the Disney Channel. Like, there's lessons about friendship, which is all in the Owl House also. But the Owl House has a different way of doing it. And that's, it's hard to explain without, like, giving the spoilers or getting into it that I don't really want to here. But if you have the opportunity to watch it. Season 1's all on Disney Plus. Season 2 is on Disney Now, and it's been renewed for season 3 already. And the creator Dana Terrace has already said season 3 is going to be its last. And I was like, no. But I feel weird being a 37-year-old man who's probably not the target demo for it. Just being like, this is such a fantastic show. The writing is great. Like, I've audibly gasped and screamed at the television already a few times.
That's fun.
Anyway, this has been our Parks Talk at Disneyland. Here we are in Toontown. Hope you enjoyed the walk.
Is it on Disney Plus yet, or they're
Season 1's on Disney? Season 1's on Disney Plus. Season 2 is in progress now on Disney Channel and the Disney Now app.
I'll check.
We have all of recaps for season 2 on laughingplace.com. You're welcome. I love this fountain so much. I actually just rewatched, I should say, speaking of Disney Plus, the prop culture for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one.
Paul, Light Magic Memorial Parkway that you walked through where all the characters were. Do you think we'd hold signal if we went in here?
We have done this ride on the stream before. Let me see what the wait is like. It's 25 minutes. I don't think we want to.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. The problem is that the gimbal that I'm using doesn't do turns very well, so it's tough to like decide where it wants to point while you're flipping around in that taxi cab.
So the fireworks plunger is not back yet, it looks like.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not it?
Oh, that is it. I'm sorry. I thought it was over a little bit further. But yeah, that is it. Does it function? Do you have a free hand? Yay! I don't know if you can tell. I'm easily amused.
So they're still building the Runaway Railway.
And the El Capitan Theater.
How do you feel about that attraction?
I love that attraction. I know you're not going to agree with me when you finally go on it this weekend, which is what I was about to bring up. But I like it better than certain other new similar things from a different storyline.
Yeah, I've heard. No, I'm looking forward to it. I really want to check it out.
It's a completely different canon the more I think about it, like, because it's similar in ride system alone. That's really it. But I just love that you can ride it again and again, and there's so many more details, and each vehicle has not a different path, but sees something different. It's got a very good repeatability factor, and I think it's a perfect fit for Disneyland, despite its gargantuan size, which Brian brings up now. It's quite interesting because it's being built from the ground up. Disney World's version uses a show building with the same dimensions. The Great Movie Ride building was massive. And it takes up, supposedly, from what I've heard, all of it. So,
I mean, the idea is they're going to cover this up with the hills.
Oh, yeah. It's not just Toontown City Hall in front of a Costco. Yes. No, it's going to be more hills and then the El Capitan facade based on the art. How's Gadgets Go Coaster?
It was fine.
No, I want you to go on it again if it's a short wait.
Yeah, I don't think it will be, but yeah, I don't know. I had that one in my back pocket as like my last ever Disneyland attraction that I hadn't been on yet. And when Alex was here, he was like, "You want to go on?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll rip the Band-Aid off." It was
Rip
fine.
the Band-Aid off.
It just reminded
You
me.
make it
of,
sound like it's like some crazy, intimidating, challenging attraction.
No, I just I don't know. I have this thing where I'm like if I play a video game that I really love, I'll get all the way to the end, but I won't like fight the last villain or whatever because I don't want it to be over. So that was kind of like my Disneyland attraction experience. Like, I'll just leave one that I haven't done.
So using that logic, do you watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then as soon as we find out Judge Doom's a toon, do you turn off the movie and go, "That great movie"?
I'm not really like that with movies for some reason. Yeah, I don't stop before the end.
Rebecca, taking a little bit of a turn on my words. I find Railway the most varied in enjoyment between visits depending on seating. I think the variation is that guy was wearing a festive shirt for where he was. That was did you see that? He was wearing the Dale Hawaiian shirt.
Yes, I see him behind me. Yeah. Right over there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna wait in this line for the.
You don't get enough the bang for your waiting buck on Gadgets Go Coaster, Mike?
It really reminded me of the Flight of the Hippogriff at Universal Hollywood, which is another very short, kid-friendly roller coaster.
Family coaster.
Yeah.
Are the characters out?
Minnie is out, not Mickey. Let's say hi to Minnie. You gotta go back to Town Square.
That's a hike for her. At least get her a little golf cart. How about Goofy's Bounce House? Can you go bounce right now?
I don't believe so.
So what's funny is I was recently looking up the Jolly Trolley. I don't remember why.
Let's do it like hockey, and this is the goal.
Yeah, there's been an accident here with a big spill of ice that they're cleaning up. Sorry, Jolly Trolley, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the ice and why are they like put a wet floor sign out because that's what it'll be.
I'm sure it's on its way.
I didn't realize it had lasted as long as it did. It closed in 03 or 04.
Yeah.
I thought it was much earlier. But Doobie wants to know if you ever rode it.
I want to say no, but that count was only for current attractions. What I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. Well, you can't ride something that doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. I don't think I ever went on the Jolly Trolley. No.
I know.
I remember seeing it.
I got cut off because I thought it's my Jolly Trolley story. Because I was trying to think of when Bounce House stopped bouncing, and then I realized, oh yeah, Jolly Trolley was much later, so maybe Bounce House was equally as late. Do you know what they're doing here, or is it just pavement stuff?
I think they're just, I just think they're just repaving the sidewalk, if I had to guess. You can kind of see it if you go on the railroad, look down. But yeah, they just torn up some of the pavement. I think they're just putting it back and refreshing it.
Rebecca says the Jolly Trolley is still the scariest Disney attraction she's ever experienced.
Wow. Why is that?
I'm guessing because it wobbles and there's no seat belts or any kind of restraints.
I can't imagine anything being scarier than the swinging gondolas on the
I agree.
Pixar
1,000%. Mickey's Fun Wheel is the most inaccurately titled ride attraction ever.
The first time I went on that, I was hanging on for dear life.
I had my eyes closed screaming, and my friends kept rocking it while we were still.
Trying to see how long the wait is for the railroad over here.
I'm going to counter. Doobie's talking about the Jolly Trolley. If they built it now, it would have seatbelts. I would say if they built it now, it wouldn't make it past the design phase because a lawyer would stop them. That's what I think.
Oh, it looks like they've rotated out the characters over here. So now we've got Woody, Mary Poppins, and Bert.
Brian says, what do you guys think of the rumor that the Main Street Electrical Parade is coming back? Like, do we really need it when park demand is high?
I mean, I wouldn't be bothered by them bringing it back every once in a while if they wouldn't keep saying it was the last time, you know? It feels a little bit like false advertising at that point.
Well, that's how I felt in 96. Now it's Woody and Mary Poppins and Bert. I always want to call him Dick, but that's because of Dick Van Dyke.
Right.
I'm glad I'm not there because I'd be screaming, why are you guys together? Are you collaborating? Is Pixar doing a third Mary Poppins film? I'm all for the return of a full parade. I am all for the return of a full parade. But I will say this regarding the Main Street Electrical Parade. On my personal Facebook account a few years ago, I made a very controversial status that a lot of people reacted to that I didn't think would react to so harshly or as aggressively in agreement with it. It said, Tony, what would you do if North Korea nuked LA? And I said, I would be devastated, but at least I know the Main Street Electrical Parade is officially gone.
Wow. Wow.
And more people showed up to argue with me about the parade than the idea of that horrible event occurring.
That's pretty funny.
There's no floral Alice to go with the Alice. I also have a bitter taste for the Electrical Parade because it also killed one of my favorite parades, which would be Spectral Magic in Florida.
Nobody's even mentioned the possibility of Magic Happens coming back, right?
That's another thing I said too. Yeah, nobody's mentioned Magic Happens. That parade had 2 weeks in the limelight and then was never heard from again.
Yeah, I feel bad for all those folks. That dancing Merlin, that was the best part.
Rebecca, I wish they would add a new float. Do you mean to the Main Street Electrical Parade? They had about 8 new floats, and it was called Paint the Night. Bring that back. Doobie, Tony is evil, and a lot of wows. A lot of wows. And I'm assuming it's all, again, for the parade.
Yeah.
One of my favorite tweets when they got Paint the Night and then moved it for the return of the Main Street Electrical Parade was, great, we just got a brand new Tesla and we're trading it in for an 87 Hyundai. I loved that tweet. I don't remember who did it, but thumbs up. I also speak my aggression on behalf of my stepdad, who bought the light bulbs and everything like that in 96. And then here it comes again in 2001.
Right.
Brian says he could ideally see Paint the Night in terms of a cavalcade, but since it was a safety issue for performers to paint the night, you might be able to correct me on this, but I always heard it was because of the choreography of the parade. If you kind of change that up.
Why was this a safety issue?
I was always told it was because of the choreography versus the costumes.
Okay.
So you have these heavy costumes with the dance moves they're trying to do. So that's what I was aware of.
Gotcha.
Fantasyland's looking a little populated today.
It is so much more crowded today than it was on Thursday. It's crazy. Like, most of these rides were like maybe 10, 15-minute waits. Now it looks a lot longer.
Well, let's pull out our handy dandy map. And by map, I mean app. Technology. I'm 3,000 miles away, and I'm going to tell you the wait time that's right in front of your face.
Every once in a while, you'll get a group who are fascinated by the concept of the gimbal.
Rebecca wants you to give us a slow pan of the Snow White attraction.
Just like the exterior?
That's my guess.
Those people were like gaping at me when I was over there.
Did they change the app? Fellow app users, can anybody tell me if they changed the app and you can only get wait times if you're in the park now?
That seems wrong.
That's what I'm saying, but Rebecca loves the new facade stonework.
I really like the updates they did to that ride. It's pretty neat.
The updates to the attraction as a whole?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were gonna like completely redo it, and I'm very glad because when they did all the press for it and the publicity, it was very much. It sounded like they had almost gotten rid of all of the witch. And that's what I was scared to death of. And then I watched the videos. I haven't done it myself personally, but I'm very excited that it was mostly intact, save for a few things.
So. All right. We got to check in on the Skyway over here.
Looks a little overgrown.
Yeah, still can't access this area.
Oh, I have an update. My wait time's just loaded.
Okay.
So it took 7 minutes for some reason to load, or however long that was. Snow White's a 20 minute. Pinocchio is a 10. Are you still close to Pinocchio?
Yeah.
If it's a legit 10, and we could hold signal, you think we can do it?
All right, let's try it.
You could also tell me no.
I'm up for the challenge. I was looking for some air conditioning anyway. Not that it's
okay.
Not that it will be inside there.
But I know we've done that a few times. Yes. Doobie agrees. Do it.
I'm just like fighting my way through the crowd.
LP Rebecca. I recommend Laughing Place wait times for a faster load, Tony. Thank you, Rebecca.
All right, let's
I
see.
just thought of an additional screen. So for your faster wait times, remember, laughingplace.com.
I would say this is longer than 10 minutes.
I would agree based on what I know of that queue.
Yeah, it's going outside and around over there. Yeah. I'm going to bypass that.
I like the cast member there waiting to just pounce on a stroller that's inaccurately placed.
Oh, I just got attacked by like a grasshopper or something.
Well, maybe if the ants didn't cause the revolt on Ant Island, the hopper would not attack. Did they build a fake bird nearby? That's completely off topic of Disneyland, but that's something I always think of in a Bug's life. Like, what if a human saw this weird bird contraption just dangling from a tree?
Right.
Would they like, who built this? There's nobody else around here.
Is it Seven Samurai that Bug's Life is a remake of? I think so.
Let me look at that. I always thought A Bug's Life and Ants were remakes of each other. I like it as soon as I Googled that. Well, firstly, we should be clear: A Bug's Life isn't an official remake of Seven Samurai, but it is a film that effectively tells the same story.
Right.
So yes. This is an
I wonder
interesting
that
question.
must be the movie that's been remade the most, because not only was there like the Magnificent Seven, but then like there's the remake of the Magnificent Seven, and then like Star Wars has remade Seven Samurai like half a dozen times in all its various media. We're entering into Tony's favorite land. Speaking of Star Wars,
I don't. I just wish it had. I don't know. That's a whole other hour-long rant.
Sure.
Is that wagon on the right-hand side one of the opening day ones? The Conestoga
I remember
wagons?
when they put this here, and I was trying to figure out where it came from and where it had been. And I remember finding a picture of this in the park in the early days. I don't remember what it used to be used for.
Because back when this was Big Thunder Ranch, on the 60th anniversary, they put one of the opening day wagons there, and then they kind of left it in that area, and I heard it was that one, but it has fallen into disrepair, if that is true.
It is certainly in disrepair, and they've also added these like flaps. I think people were probably throwing things in the window, which is obscene to me.
I laugh because, yes, it's one of those ones where you expect there to be a certain level of respect, and then it gets... No, okay, well, now we got to put this here.
Right.
Well, this looks like an abandoned mine shaft. Where are you going? I will say this. The transitions in Florida and California are fantastic, but I like California's better because it feels like you just wandered into a mine shaft, not a weird city tunnel. Brian has a question for Off Planet. Do you think Goofy's Candy Company can expand some retail space into the former Steakhouse 55, or hard to say?
Oh, wow.
I'd rather have another restaurant as opposed to a giant candy store at the hotel. That's my thought.
As somebody who can't eat much of anything here, I have no opinion. We won't spend too much time in here, I promise.
Until you find somebody playing Sabak. If I said that right. In which case, I'm all for it. I would love to have a stream of you playing.
Let's see. They're usually around here by Oga's Cantina.
Now, is Oga's in California very much like Florida, where it's impossible to get into, like, as a walk-up? You have to have a reservation?
I've actually found lately I've had a very easy time getting into Oga's by joining the walk-up list.
Okay.
I've done it like 3 out of my last 4 visits, I think.
If I could join a walk-up list, that'd be great. But whenever I go to do it in Florida, it's like, we don't have a walk-up list. You have to check a reservation. Keep checking the My Disney Experience app. Keep checking the My Disney Experience app. Okay. And then I check it every half hour. Nothing.
That's why I was trying to get it today.
Paul has a... So the stagecoach driver and his horses abandoned the frontier for Batu. And then Pal W, dealing, I think that in the wrong place, entering from Frontierland is wrong. Better place would be from any place else. I actually think Frontierland, in terms of Disneyland, since it had to be a Disneyland, would make... I don't know. How would you enter it from? It also comes down to where they had the land, let's be real.
Well, I mean, there's a big Western influence on Star Wars, so...
Yeah, it's a spaghetti Western.
Yeah.
Is it right?
Well, it's not made in Italy, but... certainly that was an influence on it.
Yes. Did I just learn something new? Is that why they're called spaghetti Westerns?
Yes.
I feel like I should have known that before. Yeah, I know that name. I just never processed that was why they were called spaghetti Western.
Yep.
I thought it was like a certain, like, beat by beat telling of a story.
Nope.
That made it a spaghetti
Italians
western
were
versus
really
a
into
western.
westerns for some reason in that period, and that's where it came from.
If they told me a time in which I can get into Oga's, yes. How would you like? I don't even know how you would enter Galaxy's Edge from Fantasyland or like. I mean, there is a Critter Country entrance. New Orleans Square, like
I don't know.
I don't know. The mystic mine shaft kind of makes sense to me.
I'm gonna go this. Stay out of the sun for a little bit.
Is that somebody's specific pod racing engine?
Is it somebody's specific pod racing engine? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I think it's just a generic pod racing engine.
No, again, Doobie, I would rather just wait in a line. Oh, it's a 45-minute wait. There's 12 parties ahead of you. Great, thank you. Versus you're in boarding group 163 for Oga's. It might come up at 7. Maybe. We don't guarantee it, though. Hi, Molly. So in Florida, on the right-hand side, this is actually one of my favorite Easter eggs in Florida because there's a speeder bike, and in Orabesh, it says LMA 2005 or something like that.
Okay.
And it's a tribute to Lights Motors Action, the stunt show that was where it is. Is it on that one? Is that what that says? I ask you because I know you're the only one.
I think that's LMA right there.
Okay.
I don't know why they would put that on this one since we didn't have that show here.
Was it just a weird coincidence that people are taking as an Easter egg?
No, that sounds right to me. I just think they probably, when they built both lands at the same time, they just tried to replicate as much as possible between the two coasts.
I will say the difference that I noticed between the two is it's very subtle, but the color scheme of the land.
And this thing, the monolith here, is a different shape in Orlando. It's one of the major differences, which is weird because it's not very major at all.
Yeah, but, and that monolith is also causing cell phone disruption.
I don't know why that would. Oh, let's get out of here then.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Cell phone reception in a galaxy far, far away is hard to maintain, especially on the outer edge.
Outer rim.
Outer rim. I was going to say outer rim, but I couldn't remember my nerdisms and if that was the proper one, and because it's called Galaxy's Edge. So.
Right.
Maybe enter Toontown through a theater entrance would work better. That would be jarring. Know. Yeah, because you go from one fantasy world to another, which I mean, I guess is all of Disneyland if you think about it. But that would just be a hard turn. Almost like seeing like an oil refinery from 1937 Buena Vista Street. But I mean, what? No. Guardians is fun. That's all that matters, not sightlines.
I think the 4 years or so that I have on you, Tony, is means I'm too old to be as angry as you are about certain things.
I'll argue that though, like, because there are things that I like people elsewhere like just get crazy upset about, and I go, why? But then I like come to me and I go, okay, well, and that's how I make it like relative to me. Why I understand this, you're so angry, is I compare it to little stuff like that I get so unnecessarily angry about.
I mean, I certainly used to be that. The amount of raging and ranting that I did about the Star Wars prequel trilogy 20 years ago would rival anyone's level of ire at the sequel trilogy recently, but I think I've just calmed down about all that kind of stuff in my old age.
Have you seen the movie 500 Days of Summer?
Yeah.
So I always think of the line when he worked at the greeting card place. Why? Because he wanted to be the architect. And he said, I always just thought, why build something that lasts forever? Or why build something that's temporary, like a building, when I can make something that lasts forever, like a greeting card? And I feel like it's sarcastic when he says it.
Right.
But like I feel like that in terms of designing parks. Like you're building these things that last forever, but you have this like temporary mindset when you're building them.
Gosh, look at this, Tony. This is the return line. If you have a boarding pass, you still got to wait all the way out here.
So all those tweets I've seen of walk-on access are patently untrue then?
Certainly not today. Not
yeah.
today.
I'll asterisk that I added at the last end for today.
Wow. I have never seen it come out all the way in the path like that. Maybe it was down earlier.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let me see that sign again. There's a Tron ride? End of line. All right, that's all. I just had my bad joke. Let's go. I remember I heard that being rumored too for a part of a new Tomorrowland out there would be the Tron ride going there as well.
Okay, hang on a second.
Okay.
Why aren't they using this part of the queue? That's the kind of stuff that bothers me.
I agree. I didn't realize that was there though. So apparently,
if it's spilling over that badly into the path, I don't know.
Doobie, a regular here at Laughing Place. I'm not allowed to make jokes that bad. I feel like I've made substantially worse. I bet that's pretty when the train goes over it.
Sure.
That's a very... Yeah, whatever, Tony. I'm sure it is.
I think the other thing we could talk about maybe doing on this stream before it ends is heading over to Tom Sawyer Island.
Ooh.
If the
John
wait
Hale,
to the raft.
Friend of yours.
Oh, yes.
That's the line for Rise groups? Question mark.
Yes. That was the return line for people's groups have been called.
We've already established you have limited options at Disneyland, but what's your favorite restaurant to eat at when you're there? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
Well, if I didn't have the allergy restrictions at all, I would pick Blue Bayou.
Okay.
I just love the atmosphere in there, especially if you get a table on the water.
Yeah.
Currently, where I eat the most frequently is either here at Hungry Bear or over at Galactic Grill in Tomorrowland because they have gluten-free French fries that I can eat.
Okay.
But I do occasionally go to the French Market, New Orleans Square, and get like this plain like half chicken or whatever they do there. And then in DCA, Cantina Cucamonga is pretty good for my allergies.
Nice. So is Rancho then okay for you too?
It theoretically, yes. I've had some problems there where I got sick.
Okay.
So I have been steering clear of that lately.
I ask because I feel like Cantina Cucamonga and Rancho are pretty similar.
Well, the great thing about Cantina Cucamonga now, since the park's reopened, is that they're 100% gluten-free, which is,
nice.
I think it's the first time in any of Disneyland's restaurants that they've done that. And that's not the case for Rancho. What is it? Zocalo.
Del Zocalo, yeah. Me and my friend group call it Zorro Tacos because there's Zorro on the wall and they serve tacos. So
right.
I got a little excited for Winnie the Pooh, and then I saw the line.
Right. Yeah, it would be a long wait to do much of anything on this stream.
John Allen Hale says crazy. He's going on Sunday.
Hey, John, if you can hear me, what are your thoughts on the Magic Key? Are you going to get one pretty much right away?
And we'll wait for John's response. Brian says, where's the Monte Cristo sandwich being sold again? I never had it, nor a mint julep.
I know you can get it in the Blue Bayou.
Yeah, I thought that was only like, I can't remember. It's only lunch that it's at? Or did they start serving it all the time now?
I'm not sure.
Exit.
I like this spot over here.
I feel like that's the favorite spot of a few of the Laughing Place team members.
Yeah. It's just so peaceful. It's got a nice fake waterfall, which I always enjoy.
That looks very real to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I guess the water is really falling.
John says man-made. The day they go on sale.
Nice, me too.
Are we going to be live there that day?
I will be here that day. Okay. I don't know if we're going live, but I
feel like we should, just to see how bad the signal is from every other blogger and website there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Will it be much busier that day? Because I guess just because if you're buying the pass, you want to use it the first day that you can use it. Yeah, yep. I guess so. I think we're going to try to find out if you can do it in person or if you have to do it on the app.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of like our plan.
Well, I mean, either way, if you got it on the app, you'll probably go that day.
Right. But it is a weekday.
Today's a weekday.
That's true. That is true.
Amy says, and in Smoke Jumpers in DCA, you can get a Monte Cristo.
Okay.
Antonella says she didn't expect this amount of people. She was planning to go tomorrow.
Yeah, it's way crowded, way more crowded than when I was here last week. That's for sure. We went to Phoenix, Arizona recently and found a gluten-free restaurant there that served a Monte Cristo sandwich, and it was great.
Nice.
But every time I eat a Monte Cristo, I feel like I'm going to die just from the heaviness of it. You know?
I look at them and I feel full. So, John says, I think you can do either way, online or in person.
Okay.
You're watching live from Disneyland in Anaheim, California, as Mike C. and John Allen Hale have a conversation and I moderate.
Yeah, John's got to get back on a Radiator Springs.
He's got to get on. Yeah, I was going to make sure you got that plug in.
Well, he said he's been coming every once in a while now, but once he gets that pass again, he can start racking up the laps.
Laps, you say?
Yeah.
As almost like that's the name of a documentary?
Yeah, I made a short documentary about John's world record holding experience riding Radiator Springs races over at DCA.
He'll be there getting more laps on the 30th.
Nice.
He plans on getting his pass online.
Okay.
What's that guy barking?
He wants people to go on the Explorer canoes, okay. Which I am not doing right now.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
No,
okay,
I can't.
So
we're
going to have to figure out a way to get like the GoPro. I call it the GoPro bra, but it's the chest mount. But we got to figure out a way to do a live stream.
Well, I did shoot the ride recently, the canoes recently, with my GoPro mounted on my head.
I don't know if we can.
That is on the Laughing Place YouTube channel. I'm too sweaty already right now today to want to do it.
Sweaty already.
Yeah.
That should be the name of a gym I can open in Florida. Sweaty already, owned by Tony Betty.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Tony Betty's sweaty already.
That's not that we are not naming that the new show that we've talked about. Also, that is. God, I just want to do it. It's never open when I go.
I mean, it's fun. It's just too
I don't
hot,
think I've done that since I was a kid.
It's pretty fun.
John says his number for laps on Rated Sphinx Racers is 12,776, which is also the 12,000th anniversary of our great nation.
Wait, that's not right.
I don't think it is. No, if it was 1770, 11,000. Yeah. I went to art school. I wanted to address that again. Art school, where my math credits were geometry and animation.
So here's something that's changed since the last time I was here. The Haunted Mansion is being converted over to Haunted Mansion Holiday.
What's this?
There's magic in the air. Haunted Mansion is unavailable while our silly spooks are out living it up. Please visit other spirited attractions in New Orleans.
That's such a weird modern phrase for that attraction.
What is living it up?
We're out living it up.
Is that a modern thing? I don't know.
I feel like it's too modern for the Haunted Mansion, which is like Victorian era.
Oh, okay. But certainly it was around in the 60s when it opened.
Oh, probably, yeah. We're out getting groovy, y'all. Getting ready for Christmas. I don't know.
And it says, Santa Claus is busy decking these haunted halls. Please join us for a frightfully good time after September 3rd. So do they mean on September 3rd or after? Like you have to come the 4th? Or does it open on the 3rd?
That's a good question.
If it's the 3rd, that's a strange way to...
Hold on. Let's get an official answer.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like it would be, because people aren't going to read that, they're just going to see September 3rd.
Yeah. On or after September 3rd, I guess. Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Hold on. Parks blog decided not to load for me. So Disney apps and me do not like me today. September 3rd is the day it will be open.
So not after September.
I mean, technically, yes, but it... So is Tom Sawyer Island open then?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to look. Let's see. Oh, we might be able to jump on a raft right now. Looks like they just docked. Let's see. Yeah, look at this.
Let's do it.
We're gonna go.
We're gonna go play with some pirates.
There's nobody. Nobody wants to go to Tom Sawyer Island.
And yet they want to make a 5th Pirates movie.
Thank you. I've actually found this recently. I think it's because people are just buying the single day tickets, you know, and it's just like you'd rather spend your time going on attractions and stuff. So
I actually agree with that theory. That makes a lot of sense.
This is literally a first for me. I am the only person. I am the only guest.
So
on the raft.
Me and my friends out here call this a whatever vehicle party. So you're having your own raft party.
Private raft to Tom Sawyer Island.
We're going to come up with a better name for it. Well, a Tom Sawyer Island raft ruckus. Because I've had a submarine soiree before where I was by myself on the sub. That was a highlight. And then, it started with monorail party because we'd get a monorail car to ourselves.
Okay. But
yeah, you're definitely enjoying a raft ruckus.
We used to, if we came in like the winter time and got here close to opening, we would run and go on Splash Mountain first. And we would just get the whole log to ourselves, my wife and I. Because nobody wanted to go in the winter on Splash Mountain, especially in the morning. Yeah, and be wet in the cold most of the day. Well, actually, no, in California, you dry off. Here in Florida, we do not. Theoretically, yeah.
Speaking of Florida, John asks, how is the After Hours Christmas event in Florida? I know it costs a lot, thinking of going when I'm there in December. Technically, this is the first year they're doing the merriest holiday after hours. But
because
It's
not
supposed
the
to be
very merry.
Yeah, it's not the very
Christmas
Merry Christmas party anymore. So we don't really know what to expect, although they are bringing back a full parade for it. So that's something to look forward to.
party. Couple bumps. Oh, that's one.
You should have made a special request and have them just go around the whole island with just you in the raft. That
Yeah.
would have been
I'm
fantastic.
sure they would have made that exception for me.
There was nobody waiting.
you.
They could take some time.
What's that?
I said there was nobody waiting. They could take some time. Hi, Tammy.
Look at this. I mean, we pretty much have the whole island to ourselves. I'm sure there's a few people wandering around. But...
I know a movie where about 5 individuals had a whole island to themselves, but a bunch of dinosaurs got loose also. So be careful, Mike.
I had to bring it back to Jurassic Park.
I do every day, whether it's on a live stream or not. I quote it. My favorite is still we talked about Star Cruiser, and I used the coupon day quote because that's how I felt. Maybe they'll have a coupon day. Even that presentation. Tell me, Mike, when you watch that Imagineers Star Cruiser presentation where they're at the table surrounded by screens of what they expect, that did not scream Jurassic Park to you?
A bit Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Slap it on a lunchbox.
And now you're selling it. You're selling it. You got to get passionate and smack something. Well, thanks for watching, Molly. You're going to see it today. She's always wanted to see Tom Sawyer Island.
The question is, can we go through any of the caves and keep the
I was
signal
wondering that, yeah.
First we'll make a lap around the perimeter here. Nobody wants to do the canoes either.
Well, when I heard the guy barking, like I knew it wasn't just, and I mean barking is in like carnival barking.
Yeah, carnival bark, right?
Yeah,
I got you. I followed you.
I figured you did. I didn't know about our viewers.
Okay.
He wasn't just sitting there. But yeah, I figured something was up. I just forgot the canoes were right there too.
They got some suckers. Oh, there's already people in line here too. So,
are they sweaty already?
I bet. I do remember the days where you could go into Fort Wilderness.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I am old enough to remember that.
I guess I'm old too. I love the old Disneyland Fun sing-along songs, and it makes me laugh every time because they have the country bears chasing kids throughout it. I don't know if that's the actual context, but those things are nightmarish enough. So they're probably chasing kids throughout the fort. But then it became like, I'm pretty sure this is mostly Fantasmic stuff now, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So we still have ours here, although it's Fort Langhorne.
I gotcha.
Or is it no? It was never Fort Wilderness because we actually have Fort Wilderness. I think it was Fort Sam Clemens, and then to coincide with synergy with the release of Tom and Huck, it was renamed Fort Langhorne.
Wow.
You know, that hit classic film that everybody still remembers to this day, Tom and Huck.
Is that who played? Was it like
pretty
Elijah
sure that
Wood?
I'm pretty sure it was Jonathan. I'm pretty sure it was Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but let me check.
Was there one with Elijah Wood as Huck Finn? Why am I thinking of that?
It was Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Brad Renfro and Tom and Huck. Now I'm looking up Elijah Wood. That's really scary because I just typed in Elijah Wood and populated Elijah Wood Huck Finn film. Stop listening, Google. Oh, we lost him while I was looking up Tom and Huck Finn stuff. So hang tight, everybody. Hopefully we'll get him back. Ignore the hat that I'm wearing. That's for later.
Hey, sorry.
And we're back.
I don't know why I lost you there for a second.
I don't know.
A lizard
just saw me in my Captain's hat.
There's a lizard.
I guess that's rare in California.
No, it's not. We have a ton of them by our house. I just haven't seen one on Tom Sawyer Island before.
Elijah Wood played Huck Finn in The Adventures of Huck Finn,
gotcha.
A 1993 film.
I saw that in the theater.
Molly, does Disneyland have Boo Bash?
No.
Boo Bash is only at Magic Kingdom.
Oogie Boogie Bash.
They do Oogie Boogie Bash, which is coming to Disney California Adventure early next month. I think it's the 9th is the first one. And then Halloween time starts September 3rd. A lot of the Halloween offerings and layovers and stuff are free with admission, but there is special stuff during Oogie Boogie Bash at California Adventure. But no World of Color Villainous this year.
So are you upset that we can see Space Mountain from here, Tony?
I can't, so I'm not saying anything.
Okay. I can.
I don't know that I would be, because I would say that was just, landscaping trimming.
Right.
Because there's clearly there. It's not another giant building towering over another building.
Yeah.
Very closely. I don't count lift hills either. Like when you're on Big Thunder Mountain and you could see Galaxy's Edge pretty clearly. Well, yeah, you're intentionally being lifted high, but.
Oh yeah, but I also feel like they kind of designed Galaxy's Edge.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's still obviously Star Wars, but yes. Yeah. Tammy says, "Oh my, haven't been on the canoe since the early '90s."
Look at that.
I will say this: if you go back to Toontown and go to like where you can see Chip and Dale's Treehouse and you can see the spires towering over that to me is also a little jarring, but it upsets me more because I know if it were inverted, where if you could see Toontown from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there would have been a bigger argument somewhere in an executive boardroom.
Uh-huh.
But that's all I have to say about that.
Fair enough. There's a point in the queue for the Millennium Falcon ride where you can see the the Fantasyland theater.
Like the tent
canopy. Yeah.
I'd agree with that. Like that. Put a tree in. put a little planter box.
Going over the bridge.
Do not rock or sway it. I remember down there's like a helm or a wheel of some kind, and it lifts skeletons out.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
We can do that. We could try it. I miss the treehouse over here, too.
Oh, is that gone now?
It's still there. They just blocked off the entrance. Oh. You kind of make out the treehouse there, but you just can't go inside of it.
So I don't condone this behavior. A friend of mine, a tall friend of mine, we went up there and he tried to scare some of the other friends we were with. So he climbed up the exterior of it.
Oh my gosh.
So I wonder if not that specifically, but others doing that might have a reason for that.
Yeah, it could be it. All right, let's see. If I turn this thing.
Of treehouses, Tammy points out, Chip and Dale's treehouse is a tight squeeze.
That's it.
Hooray!
That's what that does.
I thought it went higher.
No, I think that's it. Should we try one of the caves?
Sure.
Or do you think it's too risky with the signal?
We could try it. Just watch and make sure if it cuts out. I don't know if you would know or not.
I'm just going to try this one here.
Since we lost you randomly that other time.
Dead Man's Grotto.
Is this the one where the guy's in there talking to you?
I think so. It's also probably going to be way too dark.
It's very dark. Oh, and yeah, you're cutting out already, Mike.
Oh, you can see it. Okay. Well, you got the idea.
Yep. we saw
That's a
some
cave.
cool purple
You
lighting,
can't go in because
and then we heard a voice, and then that was it.
we didn't quite time it right with the raft. So let's go up here this way.
Let's go check out the mill.
Okay.
Do you think we'll see Fantasmic back soon?
Gosh, I don't know.
There was an announcement. Let me see if I can find it. That Disney Parks said that all the parks would be up at 100% capacity, offering everything by the end of the year.
I went the wrong way. So everything, including all shows.
That,
Theoretically.
based on the headline that I saw,
Okay.
yes,
So I guess holiday season.
probably.
Expect Fantasmic to be back. The mill.
This is an article dating back to June. Florida's Disney Park. Oh, so sorry. Florida's Disney Parks are projecting to resume 100% by end of 2021.
The wheel is not spinning in the mill.
How are they generating their power? Is that why Fantasmic's gone? Mark Twain means 2 feet.
I don't think it's 2 feet. It's got to be deeper than that.
Molly, do they have a Robinson Treehouse at Disneyland? They did until 1999 when it became Tarzan's Treehouse.
Speaking of the Tarzan Treehouse, I think that should be our next stop.
Okay.
How much longer should we go there?
I'm here until barely necessities at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific.
Let's see if we can catch this raft.
Close my Elijah Wood Huck Finn window here. I was going to look something else up. I forgot what it was. Oh, well. I just want World of Color back in terms of my Florida entertainment.
Okay.
Or not Florida, California entertainment.
I knew what you meant.
I don't ask for much. Just a 1,200 nozzle, $65 million platform of shooting water.
I told you
And
about
lights.
the media event where they handed me the controls of World of Color.
Oh, God. I'm sure you did. I probably just repressed it because it's my own fantasy that you're living out. But I know it can be programmed on an iPad. So
yeah, it was on an iPad, and I was just pressing buttons and making the different sounds. Stuff. It was cool.
I don't know if you know what IAPA is, the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, but I went to their annual thing here, and I was talking with some vendors for fountain stuff, and I got to do something similar without the water, to play with one that's already installed and functioning. Sign me up. Because I was playing with it was basically the jet on a rig. See, it can move forward, back, up, down, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Put water in it. Get a kiddie pool. Oh, that's what I was going to look up. The meaning of twain.
I think 2 fathoms. If I had to guess. I think that's what that is.
It just says archaic term for 2.
Well, yeah.
Twain.
But what is
its meaning?
What does it mean on a riverboat, I guess, is the question.
2 fathoms. You're right, which means 12 feet. A fathom was a unit of measurement, the length of a man's outstretched arms, approximately 6 feet. Twain meaning 2 fathoms, or 12 feet deep. Congratulations, everybody. You learned something watching a Laughing Place stream walking through Disneyland. Educational, informative, and entertaining. laughingplace.com. And now I'm going to try not to announce things like that all day.
I'm just a little upset that we didn't get a private raft again.
Oh, you've been spoiled. Spoiled by luxury.
I had to share it this time.
I love that you're saying that in front of them. While you look,
they know I'm being sarcastic.
I had to share it with these guys.
Sometimes I forget that people can hear me while I'm talking into the live stream.
I just got an email about Halloween Horror Nights coming to Universal Studios Hollywood this year.
Wasn't that announced a while ago?
It was announced, but it's more of the mazes that are coming.
Okay. Gotcha. Anything good?
Terror Tram, The Ultimate Purge.
Well, they announced that over the weekend at the Midsummer Scream Halloween convention.
Back, watch your step. Have a great day.
And Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
I'm tired of those Halloween mazes. Not the holiday, but the movie franchise.
Another Walking Dead one, The Curse of Pandora's Box, The Exorcist, Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein Lives, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Haunting of Hill House.
Nothing too exciting to me.
If you had to choose between Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood or Not Scary Farm.
Oh, this is something my wife and I have talked about for many, many hours. But the answer will always be Not Scary Farm.
Having only been to Not Scary Farm once, I would agree with that.
I feel like Universal gets the credit for getting all the licenses and having recognizable movie characters and stuff.
So this is where I could have this discussion for hours. Is that always a good thing?
I mean, it can be. It depends what you do with it, really. But
yeah,
as far as like atmosphere, maze design, execution, I always prefer Knott's, and I do both pretty much every year.
Paul has a joke that I enjoy, so I'm going to say it. And here I thought it was called a twain because it travels on a twack.
Pretty good.
Molly wants to know, can Universal Orlando, Universal Hollywood do a Michael Myers walk around as a scare zone? And then he could reprise his roles as the love guru, the dad in I Married an Axe Murderer.
The owner of Club 54.
Yes. The that game show host on that ABC show for a while that I forgot about.
Studio 54. I don't know why I said close.
Was it the Gong Show?
I think because I'm near Club 33. That confused me.
No, you're not. What are you talking about? What club?
Yeah, exactly.
But really, we know that that's there. Is it under the wrapping paper also, or is it the other side of the street?
It is under the big tarp there, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the treehouse. What do you say?
Let's do it.
That's what I need, more steps.
Hey, man, I know people on our team who shake their watch to convince their watch they made the steps they didn't make.
Can I sneak past you here?
You can't see the sign, but these are cute pictures.
Thought I had it for a second.
This is some fine netting. Yumis wants to know, Mike, have you been able to visit Trader Sam's?
Yes, I've been in there once since it reopened and enjoyed myself.
Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome.
Is Trader Sam's Grog Grotto open down there?
I believe it just opened recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try to go there over the weekend.
I suspect that will be a thing, yes.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Well, I don't know for sure, but I can't imagine us not trying that.
I mean, I prefer the Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. Personally.
That might be easier to get into.
Yeah, I bet it will be. But I wish we had that here.
I'm in the minority. I like the patio area of our Trader Sam's more than inside Trader Sam's here.
Okay.
In Florida. Now, you've seen Jungle Cruise, the movie. I still have not seen it. I heard there's a leopard to help tie in Tarzan's treehouse to Jungle Cruise.
Was that the intention there?
I don't know. I just heard that.
It certainly looks similar to this thing, and just about as real.
I shouldn't laugh so hard at that, but yes. I'm sure the budget that was given to them necessitated the quality the animators gave.
I don't know. I was very impressed by the CGI in Free Guy, and I was thinking, well, why couldn't they just? I don't know.
Mind your head.
Yeah. Just seems like.
What about the
been
electrical
30
water
years.
pageant? That's still there too. But you know the thing about the water pageant, even being older than the Main Street Electrical Parade, they never said it was leaving, and then brought it back, and then said it was leaving forever, and then brought it back, and then said it was leaving forever, and then brought it back,
Sounds a
and then
lot
said
like
it was
the-
leaving forever, and then brought it back. I was going to try and pull a Sideshow Bob stepping on the rakes,
Right.
but I figured our viewer count would diminish by each one of them.
It's a lot like Steven Soderbergh retiring from filmmaking every 5 years.
Well, another Oceans movie needs to be made.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be in my heart.
Oh, thanks, Mike. No matter what you say. Are you playing with that, or is somebody else playing with that?
Nope, somebody down below. There's a longer wait to leave the treehouse than there was to get into it.
Even in our treehouse here, you won't see anybody else in the treehouse here at the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. But when you get about to the last third of it, that's where you'll find everybody. I feel like it's the same way here.
It's about right.
Molly, is Disney now owns Indiana Jones because of Indiana Jones 5? Will they open the stunt show up in Hollywood studios again soon? I think the only reason it's closed is because of entertainment staffing.
Yeah, I don't
know
think
it was
that has
never
anything to
fully.
do with the
Yeah, it has
ownership.
nothing to do with who owns Indiana Jones.
Because we still got the Indiana Jones attraction here, obviously.
Yep. I agree with Donna. It's lovely up there. I love the views from up top. Now, I remember last time I did a stream with you, this water was off.
Yeah, it's
I'm
back
guessing
on.
it's back on because Jungle Cruise is reopened now.
Yep. Got all the nice water features of Adventureland back in operation. Look at that. That was beautiful.
It's pretty. Also, a real waterfall.
This is the kind of thing I want in my backyard.
Oh, agreed. 1,000%. Of course, I also want a low-level world of color attached to a pool, but a guy can dream.
So my wife was watching, take notes. Not that we have a backyard, but
Oh, I thought you meant to have her install low-level world of color in my backyard. I was like, I didn't know your wife had that kind of skill, Mike.
Yeah. After she's done with our waterfall, she goes over and does World of Color for you.
All right, sounds great. Again, this goes back to our earlier talk with Disneyland and Disney World size. The fact that they could put all of this in such a small space.
Yeah. you don't have those flying carpets taking up the big path.
I still don't know why they did that, but
I've never been on those.
what have you not done that's here in Florida that you are most looking forward to this weekend?
Well, Runaway Railway, number one. Since we're not going to Islands of Adventure, I think if we had time to go to Islands of Adventure, I would like to do the Hagrid ride and
Okay.
Velocicoaster. But at Walt Disney World, Runaway Railway, I haven't done. Slinky Dog Dash, I have not done. I think those are the only two, really. What else is new down there?
Oh, you put me on the spot. That you haven't done in some form. It's probably only Mickey and Minnie. You could see Soarin' with a different ending.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, that's okay.
Have you done all the Avatar stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, probably just Toy Story Land and Runaway Railway.
Well, I mean, I've been to Toy Story Land. The only reason I didn't do Slinky Dog Dash, I made a huge mistake last time I was there. I wanted to do Slinky Dog Dash. I got to DHS at opening and realized it was extra magic hours, and I was not staying at the resort. So there was an hour's worth of hotel guests ahead of me, and by the time I got in the park, the line was way too long, and I was like, I'm gonna go do other stuff.
Excuse me. I don't know if that would be a mistake, but
Do you not care for that attraction?
no, I like it. It
Okay.
actually impressed me more than I thought it would because I was expecting kind of a more intense Gadgets Go coaster. It is not. It's definitely got a thrill level I wasn't expecting to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done Frozen Ever After. I've done Pandora.
Did you feel like you learned a lot about Norway on Frozen Ever After? So we talked about this.
To the tropical hideaway.
It's not yeah. It's how hidden is it if she tells you? I remember we talked recently about Rosita being a reference to a celebrity of the era and not a bird that has been changed. It's been retconned, but now I can't find the article that talks about it anywhere.
Okay.
So maybe it's officially been like, nope, we're not acknowledging this anymore. Molly says you could see the new Beauty and the Beast show that opened up the day before yesterday. Would you be interested in seeing one of the longest running Disney theme park shows? If not the longest running Disney theme park show?
It takes a lot for me to stop and watch a show when I'm at a theme park.
Yes.
Very rare occasion.
Hold on a second. What is this in front of you? It looks quite bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'll be here all week.
I went to a media event down at Walt Disney World probably 4 years ago or something. And while we're down there on Disney's dime, they made a point to have the entire group of reporters watch the Finding Nemo show, which I never, ever, ever would have done in my life if they hadn't made me watch it. And I ended up really liking it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I just love puppets. I think the puppets got me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's so funny because when it first opened, that was really early on in my time of Disney stuff. Officially, from an official standpoint and a career point. But I went with some friends. We were all on the college program. And my friend's boyfriend at the time said, I just don't understand how you turned Finding Nemo into a musical. What are the songs? Like, where's my dad? I can't find my dad. And then at this really somber moment in the show, where's my dad? I'm all and you have like 6 of us just laughing hysterically in probably like the 5th row, just dying laughing. I still feel a little bad for those performers, but at the same time, Nah. You just didn't know why we were laughing. I'm
Do
sorry.
you
It wasn't
feel
at
bad
you guys,
for
I promise.
Bobby Lopez, who wrote
For
the
writing
song?
that? Yeah, because we wrote it as a joke and he did it as a career. I know the woman who played Dory at the time went on to play Cherry in Pee Wee on Broadway. So I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's fun. Yeah.
that's fun. I saw that show in
Lexi
LA.
Friedel, I believe her name is. Yeah.
Before they went to Broadway, they did it at the
Yeah.
Club Pinocchio in downtown Los Angeles.
A dear friend of mine was in that one. She was the Flowers, and then she
Nice.
went on in Broadway to be the Flowers, Buttercup the horse, and Terry, the pterodactyl.
Crazy.
And now she has her own show called Don Quixote on PBS. I adore her. I'll plug it absolutely. But
Great.
yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've made our way around pretty much the whole park. We'll go back to the hub here and maybe wrap it up.
Let's do it. That's a story I'll tell you for another time, but that's where my saddest yet somehow most fond memory of Paul Rubens came from. So,
Yeah.
when he found out that Star Tours was changing.
Oh, right.
Yep, broke my heart.
Well, he got to come back.
He came back, yes. As soon as I found out he was DJ Rex now, I was like, the universe has balanced itself out.
I was lucky enough to be at the grand opening of Galaxy's Edge, and Paul Rubens was there.
Oh, yeah?
It was so neat to see him standing in front of Rex in the cantina.
Oh, God. I would have loved that.
Appreciating his own work. So I did sneak a photo of, I have a photo of him like from the back looking up at Rex. I'll show it to you when I can find it. But
let's do it.
Then I asked him if I could take a picture of him with Rex, and he turned me down.
Oh,
which I felt bad. I felt bad about asking him, but I had to do it.
Did he turn it down just because he didn't want to, or did he turn it down because some publicist type said no?
No, it was just him. It was just him
Okay.
there. He didn't have a keeper or anything. I think he's just a kind of a private person.
I could see that. I watched him on Celebrity Family Feud. And he seemed like that.
All right. Well, anything else to say about the happiest place on earth?
Oh, I have lots to say about the happiest place on earth, but I'll save that for later and instead talk about what's coming up on laughingplace.com and Laughing Place YouTube. Coming up at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. Barely Necessities, the live Disney merchandise show, talking about all the latest goods with Becca and Rebecca. And then later tonight, after a almost 2-week, if not 2-week hiatus, Disney Trivia Live with Doobie and Rebecca with the trivia topics tonight to be determined. So stay tuned for an announcement later today.
Wait, did you say Doobie determined?
No, but we're going to call it that from now on.
I feel like that joke has been made before, but maybe I'm
probably by me saying it to where it sounds like that.
Doobie
all right,
determined.
guys. So remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell whenever we go live. You'll be notified. We go live from the parks like this all the time, whether it be Disneyland, Calgary Adventure, or any of the parks of Walt Disney World, or sometimes some surprise other locations. But I think it'll happen more from your end with the new Magic Key, right, Mike?
That's the plan.
Sounds good. Until then, everybody, remember, like, subscribe, ring that bell. So long, everybody.
Bye.